भारत के पास एक और एडवांटेज है जो इस सदी को भारत की सदी बनाने के लिए बहुत महत्वपूर्ण है। आप सब जानते हैं कि ये एआई का दौर है। दुनिया का वर्तमान और भविष्य एआई से जुड़ा हुआ है, लेकिन भारत के पास डबल एआई पावर की एडवांटेज है। अब आपके मन में सवाल होगा कि दुनिया पास एक ही एआई है, ये मोदी के पास डबल एआई कहां से आ गई? दुनिया की नजरों में एक ही एआई है, वो है आर्टिफिशियल इंटेलिजेंस। लेकिन हमारे पास वो तो है ही, दूसरी एआई है एस्पिरेशनल इंडिया। जब एस्पिरेशनल इंडिया और आर्टिफिशियल इंटेलिजेंस की ताकत मिलती है, तब विकास की गति भी तेज होनी स्वाभाविक है। साथियों, हमारे लिए एआई सिर्फ एक टेक्नोलॉजी नहीं है, बल्कि भारत के युवाओं के लिए अवसरों का एक नया द्वार है। इसी साल भारत ने इंडिया एआई मिशन शुरू किया है। हेल्थ केयर हो, एजुकेशन हो, स्टार्टअप्स हो, भारत हर सेक्टर में एआई का उपयोग बढ़ा रहा है। हम दुनिया को भी बेहतर एआई सॉल्यूशंस देने में जुटे हैं। क्वाड के स्तर पर भी भारत ने कई सारे इनिशिएटिव लिए हैं। भारत दूसरे एआई यानी एस्पिरेशनल इंडिया को लेकर भी उतना ही गंभीर है। भारत का मिडिल क्लास, भारत के सामान्य जन, उनकी ईज ऑफ लिविंग, उनकी क्वालिटी ऑफ लाइफ, भारत के छोटे उद्यमी, एमएसएमईज, भारत के युवा, भारत की महिलाएं, हम सबके एस्पिरेशंस को ध्यान में रखते हुए नीतियां बना रहे हैं, निर्णय ले रहे हैं। साथियों, एस्पिरेशनल इंडिया का एक उदाहरण भारत में कनेक्टिविटी को लेकर हो रहा शानदार काम है। हमने फास्ट फिजिकल कनेक्टिविटी और इंक्लूसिव कनेक्टिविटी पर बहुत फोकस किया है। ये डेवलपमेंट की एस्पिरेशन रखने वाले समाज के लिए बहुत जरूरी होता है। भारत के लिए तो ये और अधिक जरूरी है। इतना बड़ा देश, इतनी डाइवर्स ज्योग्राफी, भारत के पोटेंशियल को सही मायने में रियलाइज करने के लिए तेजी से कनेक्ट करना आवश्यक था। इसलिए हमने एयर ट्रैवल पर भी विशेष फोकस किया। मुझे याद है कि जब मैंने पहली बार कहा कि मैं हवाई चप्पल पहनने वालों को हवाई यात्रा कराना चाहता हूं, तो एक स्वाभाविक सा रिएक्शन था कि ये भारत में कैसे संभव है। लेकिन हम आगे बढ़े और उड़ान योजना शुरू की। आज उड़ान को 8 साल पूरे हो चुके हैं। उड़ान के तहत हमने 2 पिलर्स पर काम किया। एक टियर 2, टियर 3 शहरों में एयरपोर्ट्स का नया नेटवर्क बनाया और दूसरा एयर ट्रैवल को अफोर्डेबल बनाया, सबकी पहुंच में लाई। उड़ान योजना के तहत करीब 3 लाख फ्लाइट्स उड़ान भर चुकी हैं। इनमें 1.5 करोड़ आम नागरिक सफर कर चुके हैं। आज 600 से अधिक रूट्स उड़ान के तहत, और इनमें से ज्यादातर छोटे शहरों को कनेक्ट करते हैं। 2014 में देश में 70 के आसपास एयरपोर्ट थे। आज देश में एयरपोर्ट की संख्या 150 को पार कर गई है। उड़ान योजना ने दिखाया है कि कैसे समाज की एस्पिरेशन विकास को गति देती है। साथियों, मैं आपको युवाओं से जुड़े कुछ उदाहरण देता हूं। हम भारत के युवाओं को एक ऐसी फोर्स बनाने में जुटे हैं जो पूरी दुनिया की ग्रोथ को ड्राइव कर सके। और इसलिए एजुकेशन, स्किल डेवलपमेंट, रिसर्च, एम्प्लॉयमेंट पर हमारा बहुत ज्यादा जोर है। पिछले 10 साल में इन क्षेत्रों में जो काम हमने किए हैं उसके नतीजे मिलने लगे हैं। अभी कुछ दिन पहले ही टाइम्स हायर एजुकेशन रैंकिंग आई है। भारत दुनिया का वो देश है जहां रिसर्च क्वालिटी के मामले में सबसे अधिक सुधार हुआ है। बीते 8-9 सालों में भारत की यूनिवर्सिटीज का पार्टिसिपेशन 30 से बढ़कर 100 से अधिक हो चुका है। क्यूएस वर्ल्ड यूनिवर्सिटी रैंकिंग में भी भारत की प्रेजेंस 10 साल में 300% से अधिक बढ़ी है। आज पेटेंट्स और ट्रेडमार्क्स की संख्या ऑल टाइम हाई पहुंच रही है। आज भारत दुनिया के लिए R&D का एक बड़ा हब।
AI sovereignty, it's the new catchphrase in the world of tech. But what does it mean? It means your artificial intelligence must be yours alone. The data, the process, the algorithms, all of it must be owned and regulated at home. You can't just use foreign ones. Most tech titans are talking about this. The latest one is the CEO of Nvidia. This is what he said.
Own your own national intelligence. You cannot allow that to be done by other people. And that is a real realization. Now that we've democratized the computation of AI, the infrastructure of AI, the rest of it is really up to you to take initiative, activate your industry, build the infrastructure as fast as you can so that the researchers, the companies, your governments can take advantage of this infrastructure to go and create your own AI.
So that's the message. Create your own artificial intelligence. But how and why? Most experts agree that AI will get bigger in the coming years. It will make your lives easier. It will also make the government's job easier. But for that, you need local AI. Take India, for example. People speak dozens of languages in India. Their requirements, their aspirations are different. Will a foreign AI be able to capture all of it? Chances are no. Same with data. AI systems require a lot of data about the people. Why should foreign firms get access to that? We let that happen with social media. Western tech firms pioneered social media. India never tried to challenge them. And look at where it got us. Some of them refuse to comply with Indian laws. Most of them store their data outside India. And they refuse to take responsibility for their actions. But now it's too late. Social media sovereignty is an impossible dream now. Maybe AI sovereignty is not. It's still early days, which brings us to the most important question. How do you make sovereign AI? The first step is digital sovereignty, storing user data inside India, not outside. Our data should be stored inside the country. The government is thinking in that direction. Last year, the IT ministry released a draft, the Data Governance Framework. That's what it was called. It talked about an Indian data set platform. Think of it as a compilation of random non-personal data. The plan is to make this data available to Indian startups and researchers. What for? So that homegrown AI platforms can be made. In other words, AI sovereignty can be achieved. In fact, let me quote from what the IT minister said. We can take two options. One is to say, as long as there is an AI ecosystem in India, whether that is driven by Google, Meta, Indian startups and Indian companies, we should be happy about it. But we certainly don't think that is enough. We are determined that we must have our own sovereign AI. That's what the minister said, and it won't be easy though. Western AI firms have a head start. It will take a lot of time and money to catch up. Plus, the world is betting against it. Let me tell you what happened last year. OpenAI CEO Sam Altman was in India, and he was asked whether Indian AI models could rival ChatGPT. Do you know what he said? He said it was impossible. India will have to work hard to change that, to prove the likes of Sam Altman wrong.
From impeachments to inaugurations, if it's a political story, we are on the scene. The race for the White House is heating up.
We're beating Biden.
How dare he say that?
If it's breaking news, we're live place coverage. From the White House, the State Department, and Capitol Hill. We know the issues, but above all, we know the players to bring you the latest in-depth analysis on all the key stories that we're covering. I'm Eric Ham. Join me from Washington here on First Post America.
About artificial intelligence or AI. It is quickly becoming a part of our daily lives. There is a race among leading companies. Everyone is eager to integrate AI into their products. Just this week, Apple announced its big AI push. Later this year, Apple devices will come with a range of AI-based features. Here in India, the adoption of artificial intelligence is progressing at breakneck speed. Indian companies are embracing the technology, and they're doing it faster than many developed economies, like Germany and Australia. Our next report has the details.
Today's technology landscape has been defined and shaped by 4 major breakthroughs so far. The birth of the personal computer, the arrival of the internet, the launch of mobile phones, and most recently, the widespread adoption of cloud computing. Whenever these 4 technologies went mainstream, India took its time to embrace them. Now, a potential 5th breakthrough is upon us. It's called artificial intelligence or AI. And this time, Indian companies are swiftly getting on board. That's the claim made by this report. It says India is a world leader in AI adoption. 91% of companies have deployed AI models. And this year, they're using 50% or more of their data to train these models. This report puts India in the same club as countries like Singapore, the United States and the United Kingdom. They are being called the AI leading countries. There's a second tier too, the AI lagging countries. It includes nations like Spain, Australia, New Zealand, Germany and Japan. Another report from computing giant IBM shines more light on this trend. It was released in February. IBM conducted a survey. It reached out to large organizations, those with a workforce size of 1,000 or more. They were asked if they were embracing the AI trend or not. 59% of the companies responded with a yes. They are all early adopters of AI. And what are these companies using AI for? One big area is research and development, and surprisingly, this technology is also helping these employers in reskilling employees. So what's driving this widespread adoption? Easy and wide accessibility, the drive to reduce costs, and the goal to automate some of the mundane tasks. These are the major advantages of AI. The technology can address multiple pain points for businesses, so it's only a matter of time before more companies jump onto the AI bandwagon. But this rapid adoption also presents a set of unique and diverse challenges. It could make entry-level workers, especially those with lower skill levels, redundant more quickly. There are data and privacy challenges too. How do you regulate the use of personal data to train AI models? Do the users have any protections? And what kind of remedies are available in the event of any misuse? India still lacks a comprehensive data security law. Now it also needs new rules to govern the use of AI. So while corporate India races ahead on the AI rocket, the regulatory and legal framework still has some catching up to do to keep the limitations of AI in check.
First Post reports from the world's second largest continent.
During the United Nations General Assembly last month. The world body adopted a global digital compact which calls for an approach that would apply to every country equally.
Artificial intelligence will change virtually everything we know, from work, education and communication to culture and politics. Let's move forward together to make AI a force for good.
While Europeans favor a global system that would put ethical considerations first, China and America prefer a sector-specific approach. But experts in India don't believe a one-size-fits-all attitude would work. New Delhi-based technology think tank ISIA Center is part of India's first AI Knowledge Consortium. It believes India and the Global South must promote a more nuanced approach compared to the ethical frameworks put forward by the West.
They've been criticized for not being inclusive of the global south, which would include India. But the larger problem with them is that, one, they are based on ethical considerations, which means that they're steeped in morality. Morality is subjective, so it's really hard to enforce.
Indian policy experts argue that AI governance must focus on specific circumstances rather than abstract ethical principles. LeaderX is a Delhi-based AI startup working on social media accounts and news platforms. It says Indian tech companies must not be bogged down by global compliance standards.
India is going to be the biggest use case when it comes to AI, and it's just a matter of time. There's a lot of boom going on in terms of AI in India. There are homegrown AI companies, like not just us like LeaderX, but Gogo and Machine, which are also being part of the conversations, and they are shaking things up. So I think it's just a matter of time before we kind of set ourselves on the world stage as well.
In August, Elon Musk's AI company released a controversial text-to-image generator. The tool enabled users to generate offensive images such as Hitler memes with Disney characters. It highlighted the need for enforceable solutions that balance innovation with risk mitigation.
For developing economies with polarized societies like India, the consequences of unethical AI governance can be dangerous. The global south needs more specific guidelines focusing on the risks and harms of unethical AI practices, and a bigger say at the global high table to formulate frameworks and find resources to implement them, going beyond self-regulation. Smita Sharma, TRT World, New Delhi.
AI is made in India for the world.
हम भारत से AI भारत GPT बना रहे हैं।
ये एप्लीकेशन बनाई है, ये ह्यूमन डेवलपमेंट इंडेक्स की 3 थीम्स को केटर करता है।
We have a deepfake detection algorithm. Detecting is more than 96%.
आज G5 के माध्यम से AI नेतृत्व में भारत को वैश्विक मंच पर लाकर प्रस्तुत किया है।
हम भारत से AI भारत GPT बना रहे हैं। ये पॉडकास्ट है स्वामी विवेकानंद के साथ और सरदार वल्लभ भाई पटेल।
We have a deepfake detection algorithm that we have started to use in pilot. Our percentage of detecting is more than 96%.
So क्लाइमेट के अंदर हम लोग फ्लड फोरकास्टिंग कर रहे हैं बेस्ड ऑन अ लॉट ऑफ हाइड्रोलॉजिकल मॉडल्स, जिससे अप टू 1 वीक इन एडवांस रिवर अपसाइड से लेकर डाउनस्ट्रीम तक हम लोग वार्निंग्स भेज रहे हैं। तो एग्रीकल्चर पे वी आर एबल टू आल्सो आइडेंटिफाई द मेजर क्रॉप्स, एंड इफ वी जूम इनटू एनी ऑफ द फील्ड्स, सो वी आर एबल टू आइडेंटिफाई कि उसमें व्हीट लगा है, मस्टर्ड लगा है, उस एरिया का आईडी क्या है, एरिया कितना है, एंड फ्यूचर में हम लोग क्रॉप पैटर्न्स भी आइडेंटिफाई करें।
हमारा सॉल्यूशन है WHO रेकमेंडेड सॉल्यूशन है टीबी स्क्रीनिंग के लिए। सर आज AI इज मेड इन इंडिया फॉर द वर्ल्ड। हम अराउंड 10 मिलियन लोगों को टीबी के लिए स्क्रीन कर चुके हैं सर, और टीबी से रिलेटेड सारे लंग डिसीजेस को आइडेंटिफाई कर सकते हैं।
सर इम्पैक्ट की बात करें तो हमने देखा है कि जब AI नहीं यूज़ होता था और आज जब यूज़ हो रहा है, 25% एडिशनल टीबी केसेस हम डिटेक्ट कर पा रहे हैं, और 50% कॉस्ट भी कम हुई है टीबी डिटेक्शन की।
एडिशनल मतलब
वो पेशेंट जो पहले मिस हो रहे थे वो AI की
टेक्नोलॉजी की कमी के कारण,
टेक्नोलॉजी की कमी के कारण, और पहले सिर्फ टीबी स्पेसिफिक प्रोग्राम में टीबी डिटेक्ट हो रहा था, लेकिन अब हमने AI को सर्वेलेंस के तौर पे लगा दिया कि पेशेंट किसी भी, जैसे अगर जुकाम के लिए भी आया और चेस्ट एक्सरे हुआ है तो एक बार टीबी के लिए का टेस्ट रन हो जाए,
यानी एक एक्स्ट्रा
हाँ होलिस्टिक रूप में टेस्टिंग होगा।
तो बेसिकली हम लोगों ने कैटल का हेल्थ मॉनिटरिंग के लिए जो इंडियन ब्रीड्स प्लस HF और जर्सी सबके लिए बनाया हुआ है, और ये जो डिवाइस है अभी हम लोग इंडिया में पंजाब, महाराष्ट्र और गुजरात 3 स्टेट्स में लगा चुके हैं, और इसके जो परिणाम है अभी लोगों को टाइम पे आर्टिफिशियल इंसेमिनेशन का इंफॉर्मेशन मिल रहा है, हेल्थ की सुविधा मिल रही है, और उनको दूध में बढ़ोतरी मिल रही है।
जय द्वारकाधीश।
हमारी मम्मी बात करो मांगे रे
अरे कराओ ये माड़ी पाछे उभा છે જોયા મેં જય દ્વારકાધીશ માં કેમ છે તબિયત પાણી સારા છે ને હા ઉપર વાળી છે દ્વારકાધીશ ની દયા આપણી કાંઈ નહીં
મારે સાહેબ 10 ગાયો ગીર ઓલાદની ગાયો છે આ બ્લેડ થી મને ઘણો બધો ફાયદો છે ગાયને તાવ આવે બીમાર
કેટલા સમયથી ઉપયોગ કરો છો મેહુલભાઈ
6 મહિનાથી સાહેબ ઉપયોગ કરું છું
नमस्ते अंकिता जी
मैं आयुष्मान काउ फीड बैंक बिठाया है इसका मुझे बहुत फायदा हुआ है इसकी वजह से हमें गाय को 24 घंटे की निगरानी रख पाती हूँ इसकी वजह से
आप अगर एक कंप्यूटर से पता चल जाएगा कि आज पशु ये कर रहा है भूखा हो गया बीमार हो गया फिर ये सारा काम मशीन करेगा तो पशु का हाल क्या होगा तो फिर पशु के पास कौन जाएगा
उन पे ध्यान रखते समय बचता है इससे
ये कम्प्लीटली सर इंडिया में सर मैन्युफैक्चर हो रहे हैं सर SMT इन इंडिया और ये AI सिस्टम्स के ही बोर्ड हैं सर जो कि
The story of Paytm is a cautionary tale, but it shouldn't stop Indian techies from innovating. The next big breakthrough could come from AI, artificial intelligence, especially because India wants to invest in this space, and that's our next story tonight. We've been telling you about the chip maker called Nvidia. It has become synonymous with AI, and it is looking to collaborate with India. Yesterday there was a meeting in New Delhi, and it is turning some heads. We have some pictures for you. That's India's IT minister. He met with Shankar Trivedi, a senior vice president at Nvidia. And what did they discuss? Sovereign artificial intelligence. It is the latest buzzword in tech circles, sovereign AI. And Nvidia's CEO started this conversation with a statement. Listen to this first.
Own your own national intelligence. You cannot allow that to be done by other people. And that is a real realization.
Now the world is taking it seriously. Is sovereign AI the next big thing? It could be, and India must try to take the lead in this game. Just think about the impact that UPI has had. UPI stands for Unified Payments Interface. It is the backbone of India's digital infrastructure. UPI democratized real-time payments. Earlier, if you had to transfer funds, you had to either depend on cash or issue a check or go to a bank to get it done. The process took more time and more effort. Now, UPI has effectively replaced all these archaic systems. As of last month, transactions worth 18 lakh crore were done through UPI in India. That's well over $200 billion. This is the impact of the technology of UPI. It has delivered a payment solution at a mass scale. Now imagine a similar technology to diagnose common diseases in hundreds of remote areas just by analyzing the symptoms. What if we had an app that could teach students, thousands of students, by adapting to their pace of learning? What if we could adjust the lessons and focus on each student's specific weaknesses and strengths? AI could potentially help us do all of this and more. It could deliver governance at a mass scale. Now there are two ways to go about this. Either India could rely on the private sector, let the ecosystem led by tech giants like Google and Nvidia come up with solutions for India. Or India could make its own solution, like in the case of UPI. Which option is better suited for the country? We would say a mix of both. For a country as large and diverse as India, there cannot be a one-size-fits-all solution. If you want to reach the remote areas, if you want to reach the grassroots, you need both public and private participation. So India should welcome the interest from companies like Nvidia, merge their expertise with India's DNA of innovation, and ride the momentum generated by the AI breakthrough. Because it's certainly here to stay, especially when you look at the response from the markets. There is a frenzy. Indian investors are making big bets. They're buying shares of companies involved in the artificial intelligence space. And since we've been talking about Nvidia, let's stay with that example. This company makes chips, specialized chips, which power AI apps, generative AI apps like ChatGPT. Do you know how much Indian investors have poured into Nvidia? Around 1,700 crores. That's around $200 million. This money has flown mainly through mutual funds, the kind that invest in international equities. For the retail investors, there are few avenues to buy American stocks. Now, what if we had Indian companies building AI products here in the country? There are some who are trying to do this, but they have a lot of ground to cover. So will India's push for sovereign AI boost the prospects of these companies? We'll have to wait and see, but this is certainly a space worth tracking closely, and we're doing it for you.